Terror of the Sea, Storm. The spine-chilling story of Naeem and Aslam. Naeem and Aslam were childhood friends. Their friendship was exemplary, and whenever they had a chance, they would embark on some new adventure. One day, they came up with a strange and dangerous plan: to visit an old deserted island known locally as the Island of Death. It was said that no one who went to the island ever returned. Naeem and Aslam decided to travel to the island at night in a small boat. They thought it would just be an adventure, and they joked with each other, saying, "Ghosts and spirits are just stories. We'll go and see for ourselves." On a bright moonlit night, the two friends began their journey on the boat. The air was cold, and an eerie silence blanketed the sea. As they drew closer to the island, the waves became unusually calm, as if the sea itself was waiting for their arrival. At last, the two friends reached the shore of the island. The place was completely deserted, and the shadows of the trees swayed in frightening shapes. As they moved inland, it felt as if something was following them, but neither of them mentioned their unease, reassuring themselves of their bravery. They came across the wreckage of an old, decayed ship, possibly destroyed by a storm years ago. Naeem looked at Aslam and said, "It looks like we'll find some treasure or something interesting here." Aslam laughed. "Or maybe a haunted house." The night grew darker, and strange sounds began to emerge from the depths of the island. Laughter, groans, and the splash of something heavy falling into the water. Naeem and Aslam thought it might just be the effect of the sea breeze, but a strange fear had already started creeping into their hearts. As they followed the sounds, they saw a shadow move behind a bush. It looked human, but it crawled on the ground as if it had no legs. Trembling, Naeem whispered to Aslam, "What is that? What trouble have we stepped into?" Suddenly, a violent storm erupted over the sea. Waves crashed against the shores of the island, and eerie screams echoed through the air. It felt as though creatures from the depths of the sea were emerging. Naeem and Aslam tried to run, but they had lost their way on the island. While searching for a way out, they found an old temple, half submerged in water. The temple's door was engraved with ancient carvings, depicting a sea monster. As they entered, a thunderous voice roared, "Why have you come here? Your end is near." Inside the temple, they found a decayed book. Aslam picked it up and began reading. The book revealed that the island was once an ordinary place, but a sea monster had cursed it. Anyone who set foot on the island became a part of the sea forever. At that moment, Naeem heard a strange noise. When he turned around, Aslam had disappeared. "Aslam, where are you?" Naeem shouted, but no response came. Suddenly, a massive wave crashed into the temple and swept Naeem into the depths of the sea. Naeem struggled with all his might to save himself, but it felt as if invisible hands were pulling him down. He saw countless shadows around him, sometimes appearing human, and other times taking the form of monstrous creatures. Hours later, morning light spread over the island. Local fishermen fishing along the shore found a broken boat washed up on the beach. Inside, they discovered only a shoe and the same decayed book. There was no sign of Naeem or Aslam. To this day, anyone who comes near the island hears two voices at night, one calling for help in Naeem's voice, and the other screaming in terror, sounding like Aslam. The fishermen still avoid going near the island, believing that a monster from the sea dwells there, never releasing its prey. This story is purely fictional and intended to thrill. If you ever get the chance to visit a deserted island, don't forget to be cautious.